Welcome to the James A. Rhodes Arena
for the 235th commencement exercises of the University of Akron.
Today's an important day, so please take a moment to silence those phones, smartwatches, or anything that beeps, dings, or rings.
We worked hard for this moment, and we can't wait to hear our names called as we cross the stage.
So when cheering for your graduate, keep it classy so every grad gets their moment.
Once the tassels are turned, graduates will be guided outside to Coleman Common for Zippy's toast to the class of 2025.
We invite you to join your graduate there for photos and celebration. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it! Go Zips!
Will the candidates for graduation please remain standing? President Nima, the candidates are assembled.
Good morning. Will everyone please remain standing and join Ms. Sabrina Wolf in singing our national anthem? Thank you, Sabrina. Would everyone please be seated? Good morning, my name is RJ Niemer, and it's my honor to be the president of the University of Akron. It is my privilege to extend a most cordial welcome to all who have joined us for this 235th commencement ceremonies of the University of Akron. Welcome, graduates. Welcome to the parents, spouses, relatives, and friends who've helped make possible this day of achievement and who share your pride in this celebration. I would like to ask Senior Vice President and Provost Dr. Gwen Price to join me for some introductions.
We are joined this morning by representatives of our distinguished faculty. We are fortunate to have such a remarkable group of individuals who are experts in their field, sharing their deep knowledge with our students and challenging them to reach their life goals. At the University of Akron, faculty are not only teachers and mentors, but they remain scholars first and foremost, and their writing and research helps to shape our understanding of the world. Members of the faculty, will you please rise and remain standing?
We are also honored to have with us members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron. I ask that they stand and remain standing as I call their names. Vice Chair, Ms. Christine Amer-Mayer of Solon. Mr. Mark Lerner of Bath. Mr. Michael Saxon of Copley. Mr. Thomas Waltmeyer of Greene. Mr. Maxwell Pastoria of Akron. And Ms. Mia Yanko of Akron. And all others who have joined us here on stage, if you could please rise, our faculty, staff, and administrators, Let's give them a round of applause. I now ask Ms. Christine Amer Mayer, Vice Chair of the University of Akron's Board of Trustees, to extend greetings on behalf of the board.
Good morning. On behalf of the University of Akron's Board of Trustees, I offer a warm welcome to our guests and especially to the Spring 2025 graduating class of the College of Engineering and Polymer Science and the Reserve Officers Training Corps. Graduates, you are the primary reason why this university exists, and we thank you for entrusting us with your higher education. You had many options from which to choose, and we sincerely hope your Akron experience has proven that you chose wisely. In addition to conveying our gratitude, we want you to know that we appreciate and applaud your accomplishments here. Through great effort and perseverance, you have seized opportunities to broaden and sharpen your thinking, expand your worldview, attain professional and personal growth, and become educated citizens. Now you will have more and greater opportunities to thrive, to contribute, and to serve. My fellow trustees and I wish that the journey awaiting you will be filled with good health, good fortune, and continued success, and will from time to time lead you back here to your alma mater. We are honored to join with your families, friends, and faculty in celebrating this important milestone. Congratulations.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Graduates, you entered this building today as students and you will leave as alumni. Before that transformation takes place, it is appropriate to hear from a representative of the class of 2025. Accepting that responsibility for this morning's ceremony is Sarah Powell. Before I call Sarah forward, please allow me to tell you a little bit about this exceptional student. Sarah graduates today from the College of Engineering and Polymer Science with a Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering with a grade point average of 3.48. Sarah had a very positive academic career. She was on the Dean's List for 5 semesters, was a Williams Honors College Scholar, and participated in undergraduate research. Sarah was also very active on campus. She was a peer mentor, held leadership positions in the Biomedical Engineering Society, and was a residence life and housing student employee, supervising student staff and overseeing 2 residence halls. Sarah was also a member of UA's Ohio's Pride Marching Band and the Akron Army ROTC. This year, Sarah was an A-Key Blue Life Award and College of Engineering Trajectory Award recipient. She also has received awards from the Army ROTC Reserve Officers Association, the Society of American Military Engineers, the Biomedical Engineering Society, and won the Exchange RA MVP Award, among others. Sarah completed 3 co-op rotations at Revity, during which she volunteered at the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. After graduation, Sarah will go to work in the biomedical engineering field and possibly earn a master's degree. Sarah's parents are Joseph and Nancy Powell of Homerville, Ohio. Sarah, we are honored to invite you to come forward and address the 2025 graduating class.
Thank you, President Niever, for the introduction. Good morning, class of 2025. Congratulations on officially graduating again. Give yourselves a round of applause. I feel incredibly honored to be sharing this day with all of you as fellow graduates. Today is not just a celebration of your own achievements, but also a recognition of every person who helped us get here, whether with you today or not. Graduation may be an individual milestone, but none of us crossed the finish line alone. We owe this achievement to a community that believed in us even when we didn't believe in ourselves. I want to thank everyone joining us today, friends, family, faculty, staff, and alumni. And on a personal note, today is an extra special day for me because it's also my mom's birthday. I am reminded through her that the best designs, whether projects or lives, are built with love and effort. So happy birthday, Mom. Most of us here today never had a normal high school graduation. Many of us entered college through a screen, a world full of Zoom meetings with way too many unmuted mics, or the scared of the unselected, you've been selected for random COVID surveillance testing emails in our inbox. Our first engineering challenge wasn't solving integrals in Calculus 2 or trying to solve redox reactions in chemistry. It was designing how to be college students in a world that hit pause on everything we expected. As engineers, we love plans, schematics, blueprints, whatever you want to call them. But the past 4 to 5 years showed us that life rarely follows a plan perfectly. What matters is what you do when the blueprint falls apart. So I ask you all today, what will you do when your blueprint for life needs to be redrawn? Our years here at Akron were never exactly by the book, but maybe that's the best engineering lesson we could have ever received. Because life doesn't hand you a finished schematic, it maybe hands you a chaotic pile of Legos, maybe some missing instructions, maybe in a tipped-over food robot outside of Bierce Library. Which, by the way, nothing builds more character than seeing those food robots tipped over and wondering if you're morally obligated to help them. For those of you who took the Order of the Engineering Oath, the answer is yes, you are. Being a Zip meant we had to embrace the unexpected. Whether it's the nap pods randomly showing up in 1 week across campus, or even our logo changing, uncertainty is everywhere. It could be the 3 a.m. fire alarms in Exchange Residence Hall. It could be parking backwards one day and wondering whether today is finally going to be the day you get ticketed. It could be arriving late to class because there's constantly construction going on. Sometimes it felt like the city of Akron was under constant renovation, just like our lives, because even the streets need blueprints and redrawn from time to time. But as engineers, we design success out of uncertainty. And the beauty in that is that it's not something that we learned in class, but it's something that we lived. When I first got to Akron, I began taking classes, and I thought success meant following a straight line. You know, pick my major, get good grades, join some organizations, simply checking off all of the boxes. But somewhere between cheering at the football games like we were in a national championship, or seeing the Goodyear blimp in the sky for the 100th time and still geeking out, or even running the Akron Squirrels page and taking photos of them on campus and saying, well, someone's got to do it, I realized what it meant to make an impact and that success isn't a checklist. It's a blueprint you redraw again and again and again, based on the people you meet, the detours you take, and the dreams that grow bigger than you might have planned for. I think it's safe to say we'll all remember the little moments that made Akron feel like our home away from home. Those first few warm days when suddenly Akron isn't a commuter school anymore and the entire student body magically appears in Coleman Commons. The sound of the scooters approaching you behind you at warp speed, or trying to navigate from the bottom of the biology building, trying to get to ASEC, and even after 5 years, I still don't know if I can do it. They're the small things, but they're what made this place feel like ours. Today, we celebrate crossing this stage. But crossing the stage isn't the end, it's just the latest blueprint we draft of who we're becoming. And being a Zip, it's not just for how long you've been here, it's for life. So today, we don't leave behind who we were. We carry it forward into every blueprint or plan we draft, every project we launch, and every life we touch. Whether your next chapter is sketched carefully or drawn on the back of a napkin, it's the creativity, resilience, and grit we built here that will carry us forward. Keep designing, keep building, and always remember we are Zips forever. So congratulations, class of 2025. I only have one more thing to say to you, and that's, if anything else, let's be grateful we're graduating from the University of Akron and not the school a few miles down the road. Go Zips! Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. So you'll probably notice that we have script books in front of us. And I want to share with you a little bit about something that happened this week that I'm changing what's in the script book, which I was originally planning to say today. Thursday morning this week, the College of Engineering hosted an event where it welcomed back alumni and awarded an outstanding alumni honorary degree. And Dean Mensmer was kind enough to invite me, and I love going to College of Engineering events because the students have expo tables set up. And so I was walking around talking to the students, and I'm always truly, I'm not impressed, I'm overwhelmed by what the students in this College of Polymer Science and Engineering do. And so I was talking to a lot of the students and hearing about different things they've built, and it wasn't the first time that I had interacted with some of the students. And so I came back to my office later that morning, and the script for this weekend's events was dropped off. And I was looking at the script, and I'm sitting in my office, and I kind of started looking around my office. And if you came in, you'd kind of see a cornucopia, if you will, of various things or items or mementos that represent all that we do at UA. And they're typically given to me by students, and it could be a baseball hat, it could be a t-shirt from a club. And I started kind of looking around my office. And what struck me is the largest amount of things I have been given in the 1 year that I've been president is from students in the College of Polymer Science and Engineering. It could be an honorary kind of little plaque about being on the racing team, a small model of a hydraulic rocket, some various things made with 3D printing. And I started thinking about all of you and what you build, and kind of echoing on what Sarah's comments were about the blueprints and being the architects of the future. And I started thinking about this incredible power and potential that you have, that you've learned by our brilliant faculty, the knowledge you've gained in your mind, that you can change the world. And as I was kind of reflecting on that, and I don't know what kind of drew me back to this, but last week during I sometimes go to visit various schools, and I was getting a tour of a grade school. And as I was kind of walking around, the teacher was showing me the various classrooms, and I noticed in one particular classroom there was a poem, and it was thumbtacked to the wall there, and I read it quickly, and I took a picture of it because something in the poem spoke to me. I'd like to read it for you now, and bear with me because it will all make sense in the end. Please excuse the fact that the poem is not gender neutral. I don't know what year it was written. I suspect it was written a while ago, and it is a little bit juvenile, but I think the message in it is incredibly powerful as we send you on your way today, graduates. I saw a group of men in my hometown. I saw a group of men tearing a building down. With a heave and a hoe and a mighty yell, they swung a beam, the sidewall fell. And I said to the foreman, "Are these men skilled, the type you'd hire if you wanted to build?" And he laughed and said, "Why, no, indeed." He said, "Common labor is all I need. I could tear down in a day or two what it took a builder 10 years to do." And I thought to myself as I walked away, which of the roles am I going to play? Am I the type that constantly tears down as I make my way foolishly around? Or am I the type trying to build with care and hopes that my family, community, or team was glad that I was there? I thought about that in terms of what you all do, what you can build intellectually, the contracts you'll have to create, and like I said, to innovate, to ideate, to change the world. But then I started thinking about this in terms of the metaphorical meaning, the contract perhaps in our hearts, the contract with how we build in ourselves or how we help others build in themselves, and how easy it is for us to try to be establishing that confidence or different things within ourselves to tear ourselves down, or worse yet, to engage in tearing somebody else down through our behavior, through different things we say, through different things we post. And I started thinking about what the power would be that you could actually harness what you learn in the classroom, right? The knowledge that you have in your brain to really innovate, to create, like I said, to change the world, combining that with the sensitivity and that, like I said, contract with humanity to pair that with building in your heart, to never lose sight of the fact of working with your team members, working with your friends, working with your neighbors, being a bit more patient with each other, and not being so rash. And look, we've all done it. Not being so rash as to tear down either ourselves or somebody else when we may have a differing point of view or a disagreement or a difference of philosophy. And while I know that you certainly can, you all have that knowledge to change the world, I think keeping in mind, like I said, the classroom knowledge with which I'll call kind of the knowledge in your heart, combining those two, never losing sight of that, I can assure you as I stand here, you will change the world. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you. I now invite Provost Price to come forward to supervise the awarding of the degrees.
Good morning again, everyone. We will now begin to confer upon our graduates those degrees for which they have sacrificed and labored so intently over the past several years. The spring class of 2025 at the University of Akron consists of 1,783 candidates from 26 states and 23 countries, and includes 69 candidates for doctorate degrees, 84 for Juris Doctorate degrees, 256 for master's degrees, and 1,177 for bachelor's degrees, and 197 for associate degrees. Today, we are gathered in formal convocation with those candidates from the College of Engineering and Polymer Sciences and Dean Craig Menzimer. As we recognize and confer degrees upon these candidates, we will proceed by acknowledging those that have earned doctoral degrees, then master's degrees, and undergraduate degrees. As each candidate has their name called, we do ask that our guests please be respectful of the occasion so that each candidate may be duly recognized for their accomplishments. Will the graduating ROTC cadets please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of one of the degrees at the University of Akron. With the approval of the faculty, they are now presented to you to receive that degree.
Thank you, Provost Price. Congratulations, and thank you for your service you will render to our country. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon you, having fulfilled all of the requirements, the appropriate degree with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As our candidates come forward, I want to share some of the proud heritage of the Reserve Officers Training Corps on our campus. The program has been regarded as an integral part of the university, a respected academic department that provides strong leadership and management courses and offers a minor in military science. Today, these cadets follow in the steps of a long line of military officers who began their distinguished careers at the University of Akron. Our ROTC program dates back to 1918 and is one of the oldest in the country. These cadets have excelled both by earning their bachelor's degrees and by demonstrating the skills required to be commissioned officers in the armed forces of the United States. I believe that they are well prepared. I know we will have high expectations for their success, and we are most grateful for their commitment to serve. Now, candidates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to receive your commissioning certificate and be commissioned by Lieutenant Colonel Chad Maynard.
Baylor Alden. Jack Crabtree. Reed Forney. Devin Octavius Lacrosse. Liam Powers. Andrew Tate.
Gentlemen, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or for purpose of evasion. I will, well and faithfully, discharge the duties of the office I'm about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, the Army's newest lieutenants.
Graduates, I would now like to invite your college dean forward to provide brief remarks before the conferral of degrees. Dean Menzimer, would you please step to the podium and address your candidates?
President Niemer, Provost Price, esteemed members of the Board of Trustees, our hardworking faculty and staff, I'd like to thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak. It is certainly a pleasure and privilege to be here addressing the 2025 class of the College of Engineering and Polymer Science. Today is a day of celebration, the culmination of rigorous coursework, late night studying, long hours in the lab, and overcoming countless challenges. Let me offer a hearty congratulations to our graduates, certainly our relieved parents, family members, and of course, friends and loved ones. As an engineer, mathematician, or scientist, you possess a unique skill set, one ideally suited for solving problems. What's unique is that this skill set finds applicability in many different fields. Always remember that you have the ability and obligation to use the skills you've obtained and will continue to refine to make a difference for your employers, your clients, and certainly your community. I'd like you to indulge me for a few minutes to tell you a story. This is a story I heard during a soil mechanics lecture over 45 years ago. Although I certainly cannot take credit for the story, it illustrates several important points for those of you starting a career. During the lecture, the professor told the class about being involved on a building site that experienced a cofferdam failure. A cofferdam is nothing more than steel sheet piling, in this case on 4 sides of an area that was being excavated. Typically, it's used to hold back water. In this case, I guess one of the characteristics about cofferdams is that they all leak. This cofferdam, however, failed through the bottom, releasing large amounts of water into the excavation. The first point, and maybe the last engineering lesson you'll have in a formal setting, is that you always design under some amount of risk. You can minimize the risk, but you never eliminate it. Unfortunately, as it goes, there were people working in the cofferdam when it failed. Under normal circumstances, such failures would dictate the worst, simply that there would be injuries and perhaps loss of life. The second principle is true, whether it is an emergency or any difficult circumstance that you might find yourself in, whether in business or your personal life. Point number 2 is simply that when things look their worst, sometimes you have to hold on just a little bit longer. By doing so, you might find a second chance. A group of workers at the site reacted quickly, immediately taking action. In this case, there was no loss of life because a group of people pulled together quickly and decided to try and solve the problem that they faced. There was no time to call the office, ask for management intervention. There was no time to argue about who was responsible or what the best practice might be. Point 3 is simply there are times when faced with difficult situations, you have to take ownership of the problem. And point 4 is that someone has to take the lead. Graduates, have confidence in your abilities and use your skills to solve the many challenges you will encounter. As you do so, you will come across many people. So keep in mind, you never know what situation they may be facing. It could be a serious illness. It could be financial struggles. It could be relationship issues. It could be a myriad of things. So point 5 is to always extend a bit of grace to those you meet. And sometimes it's a seemingly simple, small act of kindness that will make all the difference to that coworker, friend, acquaintance, or stranger. Please accept my congratulations, and it is always a little bittersweet, but please stop and see us or drop us a line and let us know how you're doing. And as always, go Zips!
Thank you, Dean Menzimer, and congratulations, College of Engineering and Polymer Science graduates. Will Dean Menzimer rise? Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise? These candidates before you have attained to the highest degree bestowed by any institution of higher learning. It is the cumulative achievement of years of rigorous academic work, significant cutting-edge research, and supreme dedication to their chosen discipline. Candidates, we are proud of the work you have done here at the University of Akron. We congratulate you on a tremendous achievement and trust that you will continue your participation in the discovery and creation of knowledge, the ongoing practice of which has earned you this degree. President Niemer, These candidates have successfully fulfilled the requirements of the graduate school. With the approval of the deans and graduate faculty, they are now presented to you to receive the Doctorate of Philosophy degree.
Thank you, Dr. Price and Dean Menzimer. Congratulations, candidates, on this remarkable achievement. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the highest requirements of this university the Doctor of Philosophy degree with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree.
Doctors of Philosophy, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to receive your diploma and your hood. Please come forward as directed by the marshals.
Jin Yubu.
Hooded by Dr. Vinan Shu.
Naifu Shen.
Hooded by Dr. Vinan Shu.
Mukzuan Yang.
Hooded by Dr. Vinan Shu.
Ankita Gupta.
Hooded by Dr. Greg Morsher.
Jacob Heiss.
Hooded by Dr. Hussein Tavana.
Mazin Kiki.
Hooded by Dr. Shunyang Wang.
Sishan Ling.
Hooded by Dr. Chi-Sin Zhou.
Terig Hyder Meki Sadiq.
Hooded by Dr. Ni Tran.
Le Yao Wu.
Hooded by Dr. Sadan Jana.
Will Dean Mensmer please rise? Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise? The master's represents a significant accomplishment, both academically and professionally. These candidates are now equipped to be leaders in their respective fields, impacting their professional and personal spheres of influence with their knowledge, passion, and commitment to excellence. President Niemer, these candidates have successfully fulfilled the requirements of the master's degree program. With the approval of the deans and the graduate faculty, they are now presented to you to receive their master's degree.
Thank you, Dr. Price and Dean Mensmer. Congratulations to you all. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements, the master's degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree.
Now, graduates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to receive your diploma. Please follow the directions of the marshals.
Chakradar Reddy Namaladini. Shashank Kurella. Shrija Mataparty. Baji Sheikh. Shashank Sai Maruga. Shri Harsha Govindaraju. David Kinnian. Shinran Gao. Julia Wood. Jonathan Clausen. Lamisa Musharat. Mohammad Rafid Al-Haider. Punya Gupta. Mujaniu. Kidubem Iguiagu. Venkatesh Babu Garapati. Manish Dasari.
Try again. Oh, there we go. Before we proceed with the conferral of undergraduate degrees, it is appropriate that we give special recognition to those candidates who have demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement or exemplary service while earning their bachelor or associate degree. On page 9 of your program, you will find an explanation of the criteria for awarding these special designations. Recipients of academic honors are also noted individually in your program. I ask our audience to take notice of the honor cords, stoles, and medallions worn by these graduates as symbols of their exemplary accomplishments. At this time, I ask candidates with special designations and academic honors to please rise or remain standing as your honor is called. Will those graduating summa cum laude please rise? Will those graduating magna cum laude please rise? Will those graduating cum laude please rise? Will those students who have been inducted into collegiate honors societies please rise? And finally, will those who have served our nation, both veterans and current members of the armed forces, please rise? Congratulations to you all on your extraordinary accomplishments. Please be seated. Will Dean Menzimer please rise? Will the candidates for undergraduate degrees, including bachelor and associate degrees, please rise? President Niemer, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of one of the undergraduate degrees in their college. With the approval of the deans and faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their undergraduate degree.
Thank you, Dr. Price and Dean Menzimer, and congratulations to you all. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon the recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements the appropriate degree with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree.
Now, candidates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to receive your diploma. Please follow the directions of the marshals.
Benjamin Martin. Jibril Mason. Nathaniel Thompson. Justin Rice. Jacob Stantz. Alfred Steinhelfer. Daniel Lyoki, Connor Krupp, Thomas Simakis, Andrew Ross, Kaylin Crayley, Lena Fauzi El Jahari, Sarah Powell, Grace Sperry, Dana Brayford, Kiara Walton, Alexandria Klomfes, Kylin Miller, Jerome Burns, Laxman Powdell, Alec Goodwin, Brooklyn Augusto, Jordan Heppy, Javan Miller, Elia Albaba, Joshua Kwiatkowski, Sean Brown, Tyler Horvath, Ray Brim, Catherine Kersnerich, Joseph Gavrilov, Caleb Sims, Autumn Groen, Jacob Laux, Wesley C. Woods III, Grant Sampson, Joseph Akey, Daniel Nestor, Lane Evans, Alyssa Crabtree, Nathan Kling, Jacob Korn, Caitlin Ursu, Dominic Manarino, Ethan Scalzo, Zachary Strong, Maxton J. Froese. Paige Norton. Andrew Sarovac. Trent Suckling. Delora Grace Allen. Madison Gross. Hannah Taupieka. Firdaus Muhammad. Kyle Hunter. Lillian Mills. Matthew Flaker. Brian Wynn. Noah Wells. Jeremy Arner. Cassidy Allen. Alexis Campbell. Colleen Crow. Luke Hostedler. Caleb Gerdeman. Leslie Woolitz. Raider Morgan. Benjamin Vaughn. Jared Warford. Giovanni Blanco. Kenneth Sieber. Cameron Culp. Lily Clemente. Callie Lewis. Zachary Reynard. Alexander Tackett. Christian Sinsich. Hunter Slick. Andrew Yesel. Nathan Smith. Connor Franz. Gavin Perkowski. Shabbat Kaifi. Ulchen Gurung. Arpan Bomzan. Nicholas Ely. Clay Carpenter. Zachary Stratton. Andrew Angelini. Quinn Hall. Timothy Hook. Katie Vidovic. Chloe Herrera. Caroline Sabo. Gage Swearingen. Thomas Dollard. Patrick Karg. Keaton Smith. Cooper Robbins. Michael Connolly. Ian Dudgeon. Nathaniel Rohr. Jonathan Carosa. Kyle Sturgeon. Ryan Hamrick. Jackson McMinn Hyde. Sierra Boczkiewicz. Steve Breimeyer. Thomas Kessick. Lucas Hamill. Joanna Schaefer. Olivia Lane. Jackson Deng. Benjamin Komar. Zachary Zaradnik. Ryan Bailey. Rachel Freno. Amanda Rosato. Jennifer Jones. Noah Hensley. Brian Rath. Andrew Clark. Mason Currens. Sai Long Fouty. Ariel Snyder. Eli Ciarto. Nicholas Wolf. Rafael Soler. John Wozencraft. Nicholas Fear-Heller. Gerald Drabeck. Mehmet Fesli. Joshua Panchana Cedeño. James Harkle Road. Ryan Anderson. Aaron Coe. Natan Kowalczyk. Anthony Sawyer. GMI Chapman. Luke Miklos. Aaron Mackenzie Hummel. Zachary Oswald. Elias Nodder. Zechariah Corrigan. John Derry. Abdulrab Zar. Andrew Burrier. Goran Georgievsky. Bo Greshaw. Caleb Bensi. Ethan Hardy. Heather Johnson. Mani Venn. Dylan Tainer. Corbin Lavray. Chance Gachkovsky. Christopher Johnson. Jordan Levings. Allison Krieger. Luke Paquette. Maxwell Mendel. William Boots. Austin Baad. Cole Reed. Joshua Bisesi. Andrew Martin. Jonah Harsh. Anthony Lefevre. Connor Lengel. Brett Suki. Ryan Dorsty. Tyler Smarella. Peyton Reed. Benjamin Lubowicki. Bryce Zaborowski. Sam Watts. Billy Kem. Dmitry Melnikov. Evan Bartel. Elizabeth Daniels. Riley Jerez. Mitchell Fisher. Nate Bartel. Josiah Gregory. Enzai Louis Barnyai. Trevor Saxton. Colin Hauser. John Bonsi. Luke Hanna. Nathan Chronister. Jesse Wheeler. Thomas Fowle. Raj Kumar. Ryan Milosevic. Mason Lebo. Jet Russell. Adam Conrad. Brendan Sliwoski. Brian Blazeski. Antonio De Carlo. Justin Adzima. Nathan Simchuk. Alec Jones. Andrew Christoph. Cole Lanny. Tyler Zadrozny. Ellie Zimmerer. Nicole Langenfeld. Alina Bachman. Rosemary Sterling. James Lyons. David Cuevila. Nicholas Oyster. Benjamin Isley. Louis Luong. John Daly. Gregory Adams. Trey Glass. Fred Cutrer. Jack Harding. Alex Love. David Scroopy. Raymond Robeson. Tyler Hawksworth. Logan Pursley. Jason Roser. Charles Baker. Mason Russell. Giovanni Leach. David McKinney, Jr. Haley Zakiewicz. Morgan Newman. Matthew Dyson. Brady Slates. Nathan Walker. Stephen Snyder. Matthew Cummings. Luke Dotsko. Adam Bechtler. Sophie Senning. Kenneth Dubose. Jason Watson. Justin Zapotoxny. Jared Oderkirk. Stephen Johnston. Caleb Bentley. Jude Telesh. Joshua Faust. Clay McMillan. Ryan Molohan. Tara Fisher. Bethany Fogel. Josue Cambilo. Jalen White. Scott McCabe. Wyatt Balser. Ian Ditson. Alexis Sarantos. William Bradley. Anthony Corse. Noah Jones. Seth Arkwright. Eric Diffendahl. Eric Hartman. Riley Myers. Crystal Tomey. Nanami Whitman. Daniel Montano Lobe. Adrian Dotterer. Bobby Pickens. Matthew Bildstein. Hunter King. Sean Green. Gavin Breet. Nathan Wire. Bryce Metzgar. Veronique Rogers. Ashton Kemp. Nathaniel R. Nash. Brett Earhard. Dominic Paolillo. Sarah Fennick. Samuel Fennick. Zach Smuds. Abby Murray. Kelsey McBride. Cecilia Secretario. Nathaniel Sisson. Nick Wolf. Ashley Chow. Bryce Bailey. Nicholas Cantura. Landon Sumor. Andrew Krukemeyer. Adam Valentine. Zane Raymond. Jacob Roberts. Carter Kenzel. Miles Conti. Jackson Travers. Thai Migrants. Ranson Quillen. Michael Maines. Bryce Newman. Robert Buncher. Michael Munar. Jaden Skelly. Davin Wenzel. Ferris Altawill. Timothy Hutchinson. Aiden Cazares. Maximus Kruger. Amanda Kern.
Benjamin Modell.
Eric Arce. Jared Sandarell. Allison Jones. Gianna Bazzelli. Matthew Gable. Connor Mullins. Joseph Antonelli, Vincent Costello, Dane Manias, Gregory Tolbert, Lucas Novak,
Catherine Wonderly,
Mackenzie Allen,
Class of 2025, please stand. Now is the moment that you and those who have supported you have worked so hard to realize. Please designate your status as graduates of the University of Akron by moving your tassels from the right to the left side of your mortarboards. Congratulations. Graduates, no one makes the journey to this day alone. You have been supported in many ways by parents, spouses, friends, or other loved ones. In many cases, they have worked and sacrificed much to help you achieve this dream. So it is appropriate that you now acknowledge all family members and friends who are here today. Graduates, please stand, turn towards the audience, and express your appreciation. Graduates, you may be seated. Graduates, you are now alumni of the University of Akron. I ask Mr. William Coleman, classes of 2008 and 2010, and Associate Vice President, Alumni and Constituent Relations, Special Assistant to the President for External Constituent Relations, and the Executive Director of the Alumni Association, to welcome you into the University of Akron Alumni Association.
Thank you, President Niemer, and congratulations, class of 2025. Your time as a student has come to an end. And in just a few moments, you'll walk out these doors, proud graduates of the University of Akron. As you do, know that you're joining a global network of more than 180,000 talented, dynamic, and accomplished alumni. Since our very first graduate crossed the stage 150 years ago, Akron alumni have helped shape the legacy and continued success of this great institution. As Executive Director of the UA Alumni Association, I invite you to carry on that tradition, to stay engaged, to remain connected, whether by helping recruit future Zips or mentoring current students. You now have the opportunity to create your own UA legacy, to make a meaningful impact on the next generation. And I hope you'll return often, including this October, for your first homecoming as alumni. As you leave today, take the memories of this university, the people you've met, and the ideas that inspired you, and carry them with you wherever life leads, because from this day forward, you are forever a Zip. On behalf of more than 180,000 Akron alumni around the world, it is my honor to officially welcome you all as members of the University of Akron Alumni Association. Best wishes in all you do, fellow alumni, and go Zips!
Thank you, Willie. Now I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the many individuals whose good work made this ceremony possible. First, let us thank our vocalist, Ms. Sabrina Wolf, as well as the University of Akron Brass Choir, directed by Dr. Chris Blaha. I'd like to thank our ceremony's Grand Marshal, Mr. Steve Patterson, our University Marshals, led by Mr. Steve Jacobson, and our interpreters, Ms. Bethany Swoboda and Ms. Erica Lawton, and the many other members of the University of Akron community that have helped to organize and facilitate this ceremony. Thank you to you all. We will conclude our commencement ceremony in just a moment by singing the University of Akron's alma mater, followed by a formal recessional. Graduates, please follow the directions of the marshals as we recess. Guests of our graduates, to help prevent crowding, we kindly ask that you remain seated until all graduates have exited the arena. For a smooth and safe departure, both the north and south doors are open for your convenience, and we invite you to reconnect with your graduate outside on the green space at Coleman Common for photos and celebration. And now, will the stage party please rise? We ask our graduates to please rise for the recessional. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, and the University of Akron community everywhere, I wish you joy, much success, and many happy returns to your alma mater. Thank you all for attending the 235th commencement exercises of the University of Akron. Will everyone now please rise and join Sabrina Wolf in singing our alma mater. The words are provided on page 26 of your program. As the song concludes, please remain standing for the recessional.